Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, I have had tons of people stop by trying to figure out what's going on with Amazon, what they need to do, how things have changed. And I know there's lots going on. There are lots of questions. And I tell you what, we're going to get into talking about that as soon as y'all like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. So I did a video a few weeks ago, and I think many of y'all have probably seen it, talking about how Amazon has changed how they're handling, I almost said video downloads, that's not right, how they're handling how we see the books that we buy in Kindle format. So we used to be able to download our books via USB and then transfer them to our computers or from our computers to our Kindles and then do different things with them. Well, as of February 26th, we can't do that anymore. So if you come here to hear about that, that's already over. Now, if you're just an average, everyday, regular Kindle user, as I think many, and probably most people are, that doesn't matter to you a single lick because, let me find a Kindle. You can still download books onto your Kindle. You can download books onto your Kindle app on your phone, on your iPad, anywhere that you normally read Kindle books, you can still access those books and read them like you normally did. Like, I don't think you notice any change. As a matter of fact, I'm sure that you don't notice any change at all to how things happen. To those folks that like downloading their books and then being able to change them, do whatever to them, those are the people that I'm talking to. One of the things that I've talked about is using Calibre to manage your downloaded books. And folks are like, what is Calibre? What are you talking about? Where do I get it? How does it work? So here's what I want to do. Without any more ado, I want to jump us straight over onto the computer, get into Calibre, and just do a basic intro to Calibre. So if you already have Calibre or you know how it works, thanks so much for stopping by, but you're going to be bored with this video and you're going to be annoyed. So I'm going to chapter this video pretty well so you can see what I'm going to talk about. So if there's anything in here that you do want to look into or learn about, you can find the chapter, but this is just going to be a basic, what does Calibre do and how can I use it to manage my sort of ebook flow on my computer? So with absolutely no more ado, let's jump over onto the computer and get into Calibre. All right, y'all, so let's start off just talking about where to find Calibre. I already have it downloaded onto my computer, but all you have to do is just search for it. And it's Calibre, and there it is, Calibre eBook Management. So you click over to Calibre. Now, this is something you have to download onto your computer. I've used it for years, had no problems with it. Lots of people use it. If you're not comfortable doing it, that's completely fine. Don't do it. But it's up to you, but you do have to download it. So you see right here, download Calibre, and it gives you your options for download. I'm not going to do that because I already did it. So let me get out of here. All right, so before I show you my Calibre, let's talk about what's going to happen when you download it. So you'll download it, you'll do the clickies, and it'll ask you for the location where you want it to store your books. And y'all, I just have it do the default location because one, I'm not fancy, and two, when I start messing with stuff, I break stuff. Like I'm going to be completely honest. I know just enough about this to make it work and then to mess things up. So I'm just going to make it work. I'm not going to try to change things because then I mess things up. So I just have it set up a library in a default location. So it sets up the library and then it'll ask you, and I don't know the order in which it does these things, but it'll ask you for your e-reader preference. And you can pick an e-reader, or I just leave it on generic. I don't know that it even matters, but I do know that if you pick Kindle, I think it asks you for your send to Kindle email. And if you put that in, then you can send books from your Calibre to your send to Kindle email, and it'll send them straight over to your Kindle via email. So that's kind of snazzy. I should probably set that up at some point, but I have not done so yet. So anyway, you download it, it'll set up your library. It'll ask you what kind of reading device you have. And like I said, I just leave mine on generic and it ain't never hurt nothing so far. So do that. And then, I mean, it walks you through all these steps. So then once all that's done, let's jump over here. And this is what Calibre looks like. Now, to me, when I first started using it, it was not user-friendly at all. I had no idea what I was doing. So that's why I wanted to get into this and just kind of show you like a little bit around about what to do. because I feel like a lot of people, once Amazon said we weren't going to be able to download books anymore, I feel like maybe a lot of people downloaded all their books onto their computer and now they're like, now what? All right, so Calibre is an ebook management system program that's free. And y'all, I think I do like the bare minimum of things in Calibre. Like you can do a bunch of stuff. It can be, I think, super powerful. I just don't do all the things that it does. But let's just walk through and sort of just go through each of the like basic things. So first, adding books. Like how do you even get books on here? Super, I mean, I'm going to say super simple, but all of these things, my daddy used to say everything's easy if you know how to do it. I know, Captain Obvious, but seriously, like this is all super simple once you figure it out. So if you look at your sort of taskbar across the top, your very first thing is add books. So when you first, you know what, let's delete all these books. Oh, I'm going to be sad if I'm not going to delete these books because my Beartown books are in here. Y'all, I deleted my Calibre, like just dumped it so it would be clean. Like I used to have all the books in here. I dumped it so it would be clean. I don't know why I didn't just wait and download it with y'all live, but I was a little bit nervous doing that. But anyway, so I just did this morning. So when you first download it, this whole like space right here is going to be blank. So go to add books and see this little pull down menu. It's going to ask you where you want to add books from. And I've downloaded all of my Kindle books into one file. So I'm going to say add books from a single or in a single folder, from a single folder. And let's see if it finds it. Here we go. So this is actually inside that folder because I was messing around with my Kobo book. So it's right here, Kindle book downloads. So these are all of my books that I downloaded out of my Amazon account. So I'm just going to randomly pick a book. Bummer Camp, a novel. I have no idea what that is, y'all. I'm going to embarrass myself. But so I'm going to click on this. I'm going to hit open. Reading metadata, and there it is, Bummer Camp. What even the world even is this? So this is now in my Calibre. And you can see over here, so I think if you look at this, it looks like it's just the book cover, but y'all, the book is actually there, and here's how I can tell. See, it has author's name here, and then it has format AZW3. That's the Amazon book format, like that's the Kindle book format. And it says folder book files. So the book is on my, like it's in my Calibre now. So that's how you add books. Now you can add, I think, does it ask me? Yeah, like I can add as many, like I can highlight a bunch of books if I want to add, or I'm going to cancel because I don't want to do like a whole bunch of stuff and get myself stuck doing things. Oh, don't do that. Cancel that. I accidentally clicked edit. We will do that, but just not yet. So here are a bunch of different options for adding. We can add multiple books. We can add books from folders and subfolders. All kinds of different ways to add books, but it's the add books button here that's going to allow you to add your books. Now, what if, so you see here, it has just the book cover. Now, if you look at my Beartown books, I have book covers, I have descriptions, I have actual metadata. So let's do this Christopher Moore book. It's got the book cover, but there's no metadata. So, and that's this edit metadata button. So I can either do edit metadata individually, and that pulls up this, let me shrink it down because y'all aren't seeing the whole thing. That pulls up this little like workspace where I can go in and change all of these things. Like each one of these I can add stuff to, or I don't want to do that. That's way too much like work for me. So I can do, if I right click on the book where it's highlighted over here where you see the book, I can do, see, I highlight edit metadata and do download metadata and covers. I can do that one. And then on this one, all I want to do is the metadata. So I'm going to do download only metadata. So you see down here in the corner, it says jobs 1. I have a job working. Oh, is it done already? Metadata download. All right. So I want to review the metadata because y'all, I've done this, but like my Beartown books. I tried to download the metadata for Beartown, and when I do a Frederick Bachman book, it always pulls up Anxious People. What? So yeah, so it put the description of Anxious People on Beartown. I know, sacrilege. So anyway, I'm going to do review metadata. And here's how this works. On the right-hand side, that's what's already in Calibre. And you can see because there's the book cover, and I've already got the book cover. On the left-hand side, it's what it's trying to add. So Charlie Asher's Pretty Normal. Okay, so that's the actual description of the book. So I do want to add that. And then I can go through each of the fields. Now, if I don't want to add what's on the left-hand side and there's already stuff on the right-hand side, I can just X out of it and it'll leave what's on the right-hand side. But a dirty job, a dirty job. Okay, so now I can do okay and it updates it. So now a dirty job is updated in my Calibre, like my metadata is updated. And you can like do chunks of books at a time, but I like to do them one at a time because I want to make sure they're right. And some books have multiple covers. So I like this one, Lord have mercy, y'all. I don't even know what it pulled up the total wrong thing on here. So anyway, I had to go back and fix it. We can talk about that another day. But let me just say, you can go and just like download the covers off of Amazon, or you can copy and paste the description from wherever you want to get them from and just add your metadata yourself. And that's that. Okay. So you can edit your metadata. And I didn't say this before because I got excited about fixing my metadata. When you add books, it's copying them from like that book I just added, it copied it from this file folder into the library that Calibre created. So I now have 2 copies of that book on my computer. So I can delete the copy that I have in this folder, or once I get them all into Calibre, I can do what I'm gonna do, which is just move this onto like some other storage place so that it's out of the way, it's not taking up room, but I still have it in case something goes wrong. So it's not moving them out of the file into like your Calibre library, it's copying them. So it's making a copy of your books. So that's that. And I said you can do like whole folders at a time, right? I don't know why I keep opening this folder like I can't talk about it without it being open. So there's that. Let's talk about converting books. I think this is what a lot of people are interested in Calibre for. So this one's already been converted. Let's go back to Bummer Camp. I know, y'all go ahead and judge me. So this is an AZW3. This is an Amazon format book. Now, if I want to use this anywhere other than in a Kindle, it's not going to work. It's going to tell me that it's DRM protected. I will link here to my video about DRMing Kindle books, and I'm going to do one on how we manage that with Kobo books. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. I have figured it out. So, I mean, it's not rocket science, and well, I assume there are videos out there on it. I haven't watched one, but so I want to convert this AZW3 book so that I can use it on other than Kindles. So I don't want to open the book. So I've highlighted the book and now I'm going to click convert, right? So now that it just, hang on, let me make this smaller. This window is like smaller than everything. All right, so here's the book. This is what opens when you click Convert Book. And you can see over here, it shows me the metadata. You can change the look and feel of your book. So if you want to change like the font of the book, you can do that here. You can change all kinds of things in a book once you crack the DRM. But here's what I want to do. Look, right now it's in, the input format is AZW3. You see over here? And so that's the format that the book is in right now. Output format, this is what I'm going to convert it to. And here are all of my choices. So I'm going to just go with EPUB because there are many places that you can use and read an EPUB format book. So I've told it there to convert it to EPUB. And now you can see right there, it's doing one job. Boom, shakalaka. I now have an AZW3 and an EPUB format copy of this book. Somebody asked me, how do you know if it's working? Or how do you know if you've gotten your DRMing in correctly? If it does this, if you see AZW3 and then whatever you're converting it to, it worked. Your DRM is right. And If it's not working, you'll get a big old box in the middle of your screen that says, I can't do this because you have because this book has DRM protection. So, and y'all, just real quickly, I've gotten lots of, I did everything you said to do and my book is still DRM protected. Make sure that one, you're putting in that serial number. That's probably the biggest mistake that we see is people either not putting in the serial number or not putting in the right serial number. And make sure that you put in all the plugins. Like there are those KFX plugins. Make sure you have all of those plugins in or it's likely not going to work. That's probably the issue that you're coming up against. But anyway, we'll deal with all of that later. That's not why we're here. So y'all, that's all it is. That's all you have to do to convert books. So let's say, I'm not going to mess with my Beartown books because those are sacrosanct. We can mess with the dirty job. Let's convert it some more. So I have this as AZW3 and EPUB. Let's say we want to, what should we convert it to? Now we're just having fun. Let's convert it to, I don't know, you want to do a PDF? Where's my PDF? Let's make it a PDF too. All right then. Doing a job. Oh, hang on. We're doing a job. Give us a second. And now it's PDF. So again, it doesn't replace the format you already have. It adds to. Don't add, just subtract. I know. Anyway, so y'all, that's all there is to converting books. You can also do it. So we did that. Did I tell you could do it this way? You can right click and there's convert there. So you can just do convert individually or bulk convert. I think that's new because if you go back and watch my video, I think I pitch a hissy fit about having to convert books individually. If bulk convert is actually on there and you see it, don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Like I said, I know just enough to get myself in trouble with this. But anyway, converting books. So that's convert. You can read the book in here. So if you just click the view button, which is the next one by convert, it opens the book and you can read it right there in Calibre. I don't think I ever have, but you can. Let's jump the library for now and go over here. Y'all, if you want to throw Calibre a little support, it's probably not a bad idea. Like, I think a lot of us enjoy Calibre a lot. So that's what the heart button is, to support Calibre. And it gives you a link to how to support them. This is kind of cool, the fetch news. So you can set it, so these are different news sources. And you can go in if you want it to go and download news for you. Like, let's say if you're in the United States, you go to English US. If you click, see there's a little down button. If you click the arrow, it'll show you all of the sources where you can get news in the US. And let's say you want to do, I don't know, I just clicked on Movie Web. If you click schedule for download, and you can schedule when you want it to download. Like which days of the week you want it to download and when you want it to download. So you can go through each one. I probably don't want this one. But you can go through each one and tell it when and how often, how much you want it to download. And it'll do that. And it'll be here in your little, see your little news folder over here. So that's kind of cool. I never do this, but get books. Calibre will search for books for you. I should do that sometime. I tried to do it when I first used Calibre and literally had no idea what I was doing. So I got super frustrated and I think I ate some chocolate and just didn't try it again. But you know what? Let's do this. Again, this is just a basic like how to use Calibre if you're just starting to try this thing. If you're a little further along the road and you're still here and you're not completely annoyed with me, throw some questions in the comments of what kind of things you want to figure out, and maybe we'll figure them out together. I mean, maybe I know how to do them and I can just tell you and look smart, or maybe we'll figure them out together. So that's the Get Books. This is self-explanatory. It allows you to back up what you have. You can save it to disk. This allows you to share your Calibre stuff. You can connect to folder connect to content server. You can start wireless device connection. This is a good one. Let's, you know what, just for fun, let's remove Bummer Camp. So if you have a book on here that you're like, I literally, like Peace Like a River, for instance, y'all, if you've been around for a minute, you know how much I despised Peace Like a River. Like I have PTSD from reading Peace Like a River. So like I don't even, I mean, I still have it. It's over there on my shelf. I still own it. I won't like visit upon anyone else. But if you want, if you have a book that you dislike so much and you so don't want it, even in your library, you can do remove, but let's see, what does this do? Remove selected books. Remove files of a specific format from selected books. That's interesting. So I can take out just like if I want to get rid of my Amazon file from this book, I can do just that, clean that up. Which that's interesting because like if I want to download this book, say to my Kobo, and I'm like, well, I don't need the AZW3 format on my Kobo. Even though the Kobo would read the EPUB file like format, I could do that and take out the Amazon format. I clearly never take anything out of my Calibre, y'all, because I'm just figuring this out. I know there are people watching this going, could you possibly get to the point? Welcome to the party. All right, so remove selected books. Selected. Look, I love the little like Slippy guy. He's always like, don't do it. I know. The selected book will be deleted. Removed from your Calibre library. Now remember, it's still in my actual file on my computer, so I can still read Bummer Camp when I'm ready. Please do. And so now it's gone. And my first book is a Beartown book. So excited. Speaking of Beartown, y'all, look over here. So you see under Beartown, it shows series, and this is Us Against You, and it shows 2 of Beartown series, right? It shows that it's book 2, and then the winners. Y'all, if you know, you know. I'm going to need a second after this, but I know, I'm ridiculous. This is book 3 of the Beartown series, and then Beartown is book 1. We should read Beartown together again. I know, no, we shouldn't. We should not. It is too psychologically scarring for me. But anyway, so it'll recognize series, and look over here. You see series? It shows that I have a series, and when I drop down, it shows my Beartown series. I don't know why I keep doing that. And it shows that there are 3 books in my Beartown series. And there is my Beartown series. So you can sort your books into series. So there are also tags. So you can search by tag. That's in your metadata. So when you go in and clean up your metadata, if you're going to want to search by tag, just make sure that the tags are right on your books. And if you want to sort your books into series, make sure that your series information is there under your metadata. Like this, I think this is one of a series. Okay, weeds. We're in the weeds and I do not have my boots on. All right, I just want to talk about one more kind of bookkeeping. I know, y'all see what I did there? Like one more just kind of like keeping your Calibre nice thing. Like organizing your Calibre thing. And then one more thing and then we're out. Because I do want to kind of keep this short. So, you can see my Calibre library is called Calibre Library. This is just me. Like I'm the only one on this Calibre library. But if there are multiple people that you want, like if you want to set up multiple libraries, like maybe you want to sort your books. Maybe I want to have a workbooks library and then like a me books library or something. Or if you have multiple people on your server and you want, like maybe I want to move Calibre to my NAS server and have like a library for myself and then a library for the intern. Y'all, it is super simple. All you have to do is, so I'm at this like Calibre library button up here and I click switch/create library. And then see where it says new location? I hit the search button and now I just tell it new folder. And now I'm going to call this, just name it something. Danielle's library. Create. Tell it open. Use a previous existing library at current. Okay. Uh-oh, there is no existing Calibre library. Oh, I got you. You know why? Because there's no library there. I need to see there's 3 little buttons here. I need to click button number 2, which is create an empty library at the new location. So when I first made that file folder, it tricked me and pretended like it was going to use a previously existing library at the current location. That's the default button. We don't want that one because we have to create our library. So I say create an empty library at the new location. Tell it okie dokie artichoke, and now I have a library. So now look up at the top. Oh, oops, that's convert books. Look up at, I was like, oh no, it doesn't say it. I looked at the wrong button. See, it says Danielle's library, and see, this is y'all. This is what your library is going to look like when you first go in. It is slap empty. And you see right there, Calibre library? That's where we were just messing around. So this is a library where we put stuff. And then under Calibre library, I just click. Oh no, stop, don't do that. Cancel. Don't click the button, click the arrow. Click the arrow, and then there's Danielle's library. And I can go there. Now, what if, let's say I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create a whole own library just for Beartown books. Just because I love Benji so much, I want him to have his own little place to hang out. And I'm like, well, they're already here, and I don't want to go through all that. Here's all you have to do. Right click. And put, see copy to library right there? And look, I can either do copy to Danielle's library or look at the second choice. Copy to Danielle's library and delete after copying. Guess what we gonna do? I'm gonna copy it to Danielle's library and delete after copying. Now Benji's gone. I'm gonna do that with all 3 of my Beartown books. Copy to Danielle's library, delete after copy. Copy to Danielle's library, delete after copy. So now look, the Beartown books aren't in here anymore, and all things being equal, if I go over to Danielle's library, there they are. Smagic. So you can create, of course you can have different series, right? You can sort books that way, or if you want to have whole entire separate collections, you can just make different libraries. I think that's pretty slick. And I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I'm a bit of a hoarder because if it's books, it doesn't count as hoarding. So I'm going to have me a bunch of different libraries in here. So that's all of that now. I know you're like, okay, all well and good. You got a bunch of library or you got a bunch of books. We know how to convert them. How do I get them out of Calibre onto, I don't know, anything? So simple, y'all. Here's all you got to do. I'm going to go back to my other library. Oops, I keep doing that. It's down arrow, not click the button. And let's just move Dirty Jobs onto, I keep shifting stuff out of y'all's field of view. Let's put it onto, so it's an AZW3, so you know that it'll go easily onto a Kindle. Let's put it on a Kobo. So this is my Kobo Libra color. All I'm going to do is, there are a bunch of different ways you can do this, but y'all, I think this is the easiest way. I'm just going to plug my Kobo into my computer, and I'm going to tell it, as soon as it comes up, I'm going to tell it to connect. Look at that. It's so pretty. You can't even see it, but it's pretty. All right, so I know y'all can't. Can you see that a little bit? I'm going to tell it to connect. Device, that just popped up. So I can do, so now that my Kobo is plugged in and the Calibre recognizes it, I can right click on the book and just do send to device, send to main memory. And I think job has been jobbed. Now look, if I click on the device, this is what's actually on my device. And look right there, it says dirty job. I keep calling it Dirty Jobs like the show. It's a dirty job. And you can tell, so this is, I mean, you can obviously tell, right? Because there are 4 books in my Calibre library, and this is all on my device. And look, the check marks, I know y'all are like, we didn't ask, but thanks for telling us. Those are the books that are on my device that are in my Calibre library. But so it's easy as that, y'all. And then another way you can do it, I'm going to drag, you know what, hang on, let me delete it off of my device real quick. Remove book, remove selected book, yes. Just because I want to show y'all how to do this. Okay, so let's go back to Calibre. I guess I could have dragged a different book, but anyway, so there's Calibre Library. Here is, so here I just opened my Kobo, right? So this is where my computer sees my Kobo reader. See books on my Kobo? All I have to do is drag. See, I grab the book right here out of Calibre, drag it over, blammo, drop it on my Kobo. And now it's on the Kobo. So you can either do it right click and add to, or honestly, y'all, I usually just drag it and drop it. I don't even think about, I don't know why. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, but I don't know, my mind just says drag it over and drop it there and be done with it. That's it. I think that's our whole walkthrough. Let me check my notes real quick. Okay, I think that's it. And I told you can do, I have not put in my send to Kindle email address, but you can send it, like you can email it, send to Kindle. And I think, I haven't tried it, but it only makes sense that if you have multiple Kindles, if you do the send to Kindle email address to one of your Kindles, it's going to be in your Kindle Cloud so you can access it through any Kindle. And don't forget, it's not just the AZW3 or the Kindle format that Kindle recognizes, but y'all, we're not getting back in the weeds there. So let me know in the comments. I hope this was helpful. Again, this is just the very basics. Let me know, 1, do you want like a deeper dive into Calibre? And if so, 2, what do you want to know? And 3, let me know if you're a legit Calibre user, what do you use Calibre for? Let us know in the comments. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.